Welcome back, everyone, to another episode here today, and we are going to be going over the CDL matches for Friday of New York versus Carolina, Seattle Surge versus Optic Texas, Miami Heretics versus Toronto Ultra. And make sure you guys like, subscribe, check out the description where my Discord link is down there, my Twitch where we have been streaming a lot is down there too, and we'll get right into the video. For the Carolina-New York game or series, this is the first time all Carolina players were in like their facility now, and they came out and played today. Well, one guy came out to play. Overall, Clayster had a .79, Felony had a .82, TJ Halley had a .82, but GWIN broke the kill record with 115 kills in a match. He was a 1.47 plus 37 through plus minus, and then 20,000 damage. The next closest on his team is TJ with 15,700. So he put over 4,000 more damage than he had his teammates. And New York, Hydra with a 1.02, 1.08 Kismet, Sib with a 1.14, then Skies with a 0.92. We'll get into the maps here. Subbase, 250 to 225, Carolina take it out the gate. Hydra, rough map. I mean, he's -3, Skies -4, but GWIN is +11, 32, and 21 on that map. And New York just kept getting broke. And that's their issue right now, is that they can't hold a site setup on a hard point. So it looks like they're kill whoring, and sometimes they end up doing that a little bit, but it looks like they really are kill whoring. But it's just them having to try to re-break into every hard point. So that's why a lot of them get kills, because they're just trying to smash, smash, smash right back into the hard point, because they can't hold a setup in hard point right now. And then in the map 2, Rio, 6-4 in favor of Carolina. And GWIN, he's an S&D kid at heart, and it was kind of shocking he wasn't like an S&D star almost, like Afro. You know, Afro is an S&D star. He kind of is rough in the respawns, but when it comes to S&D, he is that guy. But like here, GWIN, he's been struggling in S&D, but he comes out these maps on here, and he goes 12-8 in the Rio. He really showed that he's not just a respawn kid right now. He can play both, and putting a 1.5 in Search really helped that. Hydra with another rough map, 4-8. Skies 4-7. But Sib with a 9-6. Kismet with 10-9. And then Clayster even 7-6. Felony 5-6. TJ 6-7. So really, GWIN carried first two maps here. And on New York side, just Hydra did not wake up the first two maps. He was not shooting his gun well, and Skies. Them two mixing did not lead to a good set. And then we go to the control, which is a 3-2 by New York subliners. And this is where Hydra is like his little playground. He went 34-26. Kiz with a 1.04. And then Sib and Skies 0.92 and a 0.96. Clayster, rough map, 18-28. But GWIN still 30-23 on this map with 6,000 damage, more than anyone in the lobby. But then New York starve off a 3-0 sweep. They go to the map 4, Rio, 189-250. New York pulls it out, and it was a really big game by the ARs, Sib and Skies. You think Rio, the SMGs are doing it, but the ARs, Skies, 21-15, Sib, 24-17, Kismet, 25-25, Hydra, 30-26. But then, when we get to the Royal Ravens side, GWIN, 29-24, red carpet everywhere else. Felony, 17-24, Clayster, 16-28, and TJ, 21-26. And then GWIN, 29-24, 1.21 KD in this. Then we get to the map 5, and This is where GWIN just put on a masterclass, and this is his performance for Rookie of the Year right here. Uh, GWIN 12-2 in the map 5 to take it 6-1 and beat the New York Subliner Skies 3-7. Hydra 4-7, Kismet 4-6, Civ 4-6. Then everyone on Carolina, you got Clayster 4-5, Felony 4-4, TJ 6-4, but the standout GWIN, he had 2,000 damage in a 7 round of S&D and went 12-2. This is his performance. If you didn't have him being one of the top or the top rookie, you will now. He has made that statement that he is here to play, and with them moving to the facility, they have seemed to play so much better. And we'll see that later when they play on Sunday to see if they can still keep that up and beat LAG. Next, we have the Optic Texas versus Seattle Surge series, which Optic dominated this series. Really, basically, besides the S&D, that was a close match, but everything else was pretty much a blowout. 6-star, the first set of rotations, Seattle was killing them actually. Like they were really doing good, but then Kenny got like a 7 piece going into the P3 on rotation 2, and that changed the game totally. Once he broke that, Optic had it in the bag, and no one could really on Seattle Surge recover from that. Brezzy, 0.7, Hook, 0.65, 04, 0.85, and he has been doing okay. He has been called an S&D kid when he came in, and that was kind of the one thing from Seattle I didn't really get is that you are so bad at respawn, but you bring in a S&D kid, which I kind of get but kind of don't because for if you look at it one way, you just back up your strength and go if you're going to win anyway, you're just going to win by your strength. So I get that, but I feel like Brezzy, Hook, and Abuza is good enough at S&D that you could have brought in a respawn kid, and you stealing a hard point every once in a while, or maybe a control will be way better than just being that dominant S&D because you need to still win a hard point or a control, even though you can win both S&Ds. But in this map, map 1, Kenny had a 1.71 plus 15 in this map. He really just led Optic here. Everyone above a 1.0 for Optic, but Kenny is the one that broke it open and led them. And Pred actually with a over a minute and a half of hill time, that was impressive because Pred, he's notorious for not getting much hill time, but very very impressive for him to get a lot of hill time here. Then we go to the map 2. It's a 6-5 in favor of Optic. And you have 04, that's 11-8. Abuza 8-7. Brezzy 11-11. Hook 5-8. Brezzy was really putting in some work on the kill department. He was getting up after them and not like giving Optic that, not giving Shotzi and Pred that many open looks. He was kind of being that point of attack man for them. And then Hook had a rough map here, but as we get to the Optic side, Pred with a rough map with 6-10, but everyone on Optic really 8-8, 10-8, 10-9. I mean, no one really popped off that much for Optic, but they just pulled it back in, they pulled it back together, and then they took them down. But that was really Seattle Surge only chance to either make it a 3-game series or a 4-game series because they are an S&D team, and when they lose S&D, it's basically just chalking it up. And they are the worst team we have ever seen at Control. I mean, map 3 is basically a bye for them. And, I mean, as you see it here, red carpet, 3-0 Control on Karachi. 04, 18 and 20, Abuza 10 and 18, Brezzy 14 and 18, Hook 13 and 17. I do have something to say about Abuza. Abuza has shown clips of him like packet loss, packet bursting really bad during this game. So I totally get that. Um, I mean, when you're lagging, you just check out and you just can't, especially when you're facing another pros on like live matches. Like when you're lagging like that, that you cannot control that, and it just sucks. But by Seattle playing in Vancouver, I think is where they're at. It's really putting a stress on them because they do end up lagging, and that's like one of the worst places to be. Because even LAT has complained about like their issues online every so often, but even Seattle, like you're even higher up away from everyone, and Hook is in Texas. 04 is playing wherever he's playing, and then Abuza and Brezzy are in Vancouver. But if everyone's going to be playing online this much, and you might as well move a little bit more locally so you could play on better ping, better internet, because really these guys are just hurting themselves at the moment. But then we get to the Optic in this match, and Kenny did not do much. He only went 10 and 15. But when you got Shotzi 22 and 15, Pred 25 and 14, and Dashy 16 and 11, really leading the way. Kenny bailed them out in map 1 to make sure they locked that down. Then in the map 3, they all come out and really help Kenny out when he's slacking. The other 3 pick him up, and they dominate this and take a 3-0 victory over the Seattle Surge. When we get to the Miami Heretics versus Toronto Ultra series, it went 4 maps. First map, you have Miami taking it 250-163 with Lucky having a 1.1, Real 1.42, and Vickle 1.41. And Metals even having 18 and 19 series here, but Vickle and Real looked really good. Vickle looked comfortable on the SMG today, and Real still keeps up his good hard point. Then you have Kleenex with a 25 and 26, and he is the best on Toronto Ultra. Scrap 18 and 22, 19 and 26, and Insight. Then Envoy 18 and 24. They just came out, and Miami just smoked them. Miami came out hot and just absolutely smoked them. And Toronto came out a little bit slow. Scrap maybe with a little Benjay Nassim cheese there with Crybaby Cheese. He might have had, he was on Twitter with Ben and all that, so he might not have been locked in right away. But we get to the map 2. This is where it really swung. Karachi, S&D, 5-6. Toronto Ultra take it. I think it was 5-2 at one point, and Miami just came back on them. Or Miami lost it. Toronto came back on them, and that was really where I think this series ended. If they would have won that S&D, they had a good chance of taking one of the last maps. But with losing this S&D that close, I think that's really just killed them. And Lucky, he went 10 and 8, but everyone else really 6 and 9, 5 and 7, 8 and 9. Metals with a 0.7, but he still put almost the most damage on the team. He only put like 73 less damage than Lucky, and he only got 6 and 9. So he was putting a lot of damage down, doing a lot in the comms. And then when we get to Toronto Ultra, you got Kleenex 5 and 9, Scrap 5 and 8, but Insight 10 and 6, and Envoy 13 and 6, 2.17 KD with 2,172 damage. This guy, he has been struggling in the hard points, but when it comes to S&D and control, he is playing so well. And that's really something you'd think he's playing bad in hard points, like control wouldn't be good either, but he's playing good in control, good in S&D, but it's just the hard points he has to pick up right now. Then when we get to the map 3, and this is what I was talking about, if they won the Search and Destroy, they had a chance over here, but Toronto just 3-0s them in the invasion control. It's It's a rough map by everyone. And then you got Toronto Ultra Kleenex 24-4, breaking the KD record and a control for this year. Shotzi had it like at a 3.42. But when you have a 6.0 KD, I mean, what more can you do? Scrap with a 21-7 KD or 21-7 3.0 KD. Envoy 10-16 this map, but 18-10 Insight. I mean, when they're slaying that much Envoy, you can't really do much. I mean, it was rough. Lucky 5-18, Metals 9-19, Real 10-20, Vickle 13-16. I mean, Real and Vickle really couldn't do much this map. They were the best on the team, but with your ARs getting slammed like that so much, it's really hard to do anything for the team. And Metals, I have noticed something as I've looked over these games. Metals, even though he doesn't have the best KD, he is putting bullets into everyone. And that might be something of he's just adjusting to the AR still, because you can't tell me. I mean, it's hard to switch from SMG to AR, but all of these damage numbers, he is putting bullets into people. Like this one, he only had 9 kills. I mean, the top kills on his team was 13, but he had the most damage by over 150. So he is getting a lot of engagement still, but he might have to slow down just a little bit more, play into that play style just a little bit more, slow it down, and take your time. And we'll see where this Miami team is after this. This is a hard matchup. It's good to take a map off one of the top teams, but we'll see Saturday how they come out. And I'll see you guys in the next one. I'm in garage.
Oh my god, bottom garage.
Like, I'm stuck in fucking...
Kid in our spawn right there.
Yeah. Hit him for a bit for you, DBZ. Nice. Could be another one, watch out. I thought I heard one.
There's one going zig. They're gonna spawn behind you real quick.
Get in.
I got one.
Okay, I'm hopping in. Play back. Yep, trip stack.
On point.
Got him.
Nice.
Go.
I'm watching church.
Mid alley.
Top up.
Red dead.
Game.
Fucking
Yes,
shit.
sir.
Too fucking easy, boys. Good shit.
Good game.
Yep, GG.